Oh, there's a bullet casing. Maybe figure 38. You guys see that? It's a Luger 9mm. I want to say that's a Chevy engine block right there. That must be a piece of brass. Yeah, I'd say that's brass. Copper pipe, I'll take that. Oops, he's launched it. There it is. What do we got? A very, very, very corroded old penny. It's so thin you can't even see features any longer. Let's rinse it off in the water, see what we got. Yeah, it's just a blank now. Oh, you can kind of see Lincoln on it. It's an old copper penny, because the zinc ones just bubble and corrode. The old copper ones flatten out. Got something here. Oh, it looks like a wheatback. Be a 1943 and we can quit metal detecting. Yeah. Can't really see the date. Have to investigate further later. A little 22 bullet, mushroomed. Oh. Oh wow. I think I saw this thing last year. Copper funnel, cone, something. Shield. Maybe I'll scrap it this year. It's like there's oil in this hole. Something metallic. It's an old shoehorn. That's cool. I wonder if it's brass or just iron. I think it's brass. Brass shoehorn. Well, that's a first. Yeah, it's got markings. It's got like anchors on it and stuff. Huh. Petty silver. Cool. Little Blue Devil. Says WHS Senior Prom 1965. Just some sort of metal ring. I wonder if it's an actual ring. I don't know. Well, it was a ring. Adjustable band. Alright, so let's do the treasure review for the week. So that brass shoe horn I found, I polished it up a little, and it's got a real nice nautical theme on it right there. You see the anchors? Thought that was kind of interesting. I left the back patinaed to show its age. It's got some deep gouges in here I'm trying to sand out with 800 grit. Slow process, but it looks really nice. Little copper pipe. I got a bunch of copper over here. This is all junk copper wire. Some really thick stuff. Little bits. I've tested it all with a grinder or a file or a wire brush or whatever. So I know this is all copper. I got a lot of brass hardware. And then the spoon bits. It's like a, I don't know, maybe a butter knife. That's copper. And I found this nail, which is copper. I found that kind of interesting. I don't know what a copper nail will be used in. If you guys have any ideas, put it in the comments. So then we got some modern change. Jefferson nickels, Roosevelt dimes. None of them are silver. I checked them all. Spoon bits. I found this in 3 different pieces in the ground right next to each other. Kind of interesting. And this one in 2 different pieces right next to each other. I might have broken that one. It looks kind of fresh. This ended up being a brass spoon. I don't know if they put sterling silver over brass or something, but I put that in the brass pile. And I got purse clasps. Mated pair, apparently. Oh, actually, that's for brass. An old cheesy ring. All this stuff on this side over here. Zoom over there. All this stuff is all brass. And I got all kinds of weird pieces, but you see I filed a little bit on each one, so I know that they're brass. Even the spigot here. Must be part of a clock. Also brass. Brass nut. Got a band here of some sort. Brass kind of looks like copper at first, but if you wire brush it or grind it down and get through that patina on it, you can see the brass underneath. I think these are to like shoes, maybe eyelets. I don't know. This was interesting. It has brass, but some sort of silver solder. It's not silver, I'm sure, but it could be. It didn't file like lead. If anybody knows how to test that, put it in the comments. Bunch of Junkies ink pennies. You can tell because I get the little bubbles on them. And then I got pennies from 62 to 70 all the way through to 82. A bunch of 80s, which is funny. That's the year I was born. And I found this pin I thought was kind of nice. It's like a riding crop with a helmet. And this was down the hill from a real nice Victorian era bottle mine. And I did hit that with the file, and it's brass underneath. It was plated with something, maybe even silver strike and gold, who knows. But I work in a plating shop, so I could probably replate it, maybe gold. It'll look nice. I got this, can you guys read that? It's not gonna focus, is it? It says a New York World Fair, and the actual pin part's missing, unfortunately. Pretty old piece, it looks like. I could be wrong. It's real interesting stuff. And this little guy, it says Bryan on it, B-R-Y-A-N. I found the head separate. I thought that was interesting. I think it has a post on the back. I think it's a pin, or was a pin. I got some sort of ring. I want to say it's pewter or something. It's kind of decorative, but it has a seam in the middle, so it doesn't look like it'd be very comfortable. If anybody knows what that's for, or if it is just a ring, comment. I got this wing thing. This is actually brass. I broke that. Pulled it out of the ground, and it was real brittle. But it looks like some sort of wing. It must have been a statuette. I didn't find any other pieces. I got this little devil here, blue devil. And it's interesting because on the back it says WHS Senior Prom 1965. So I don't know who WHS, some high school with a blue devil as their mascot in 1965, but if you guys can find it, comment below. I'd like to know. Then I got 2 Indian head pennies. This one's a 1900. It's in okay condition. See back there. I think I have a video of that. A lot of this stuff I didn't have the video. This is also an Indian head, but it's toast. You can barely tell. You probably can't see it on the camera. I gotta get a better camera. And then these are the last 2 items that are kind of interesting. This, I don't know if you can see it. There's a guy with a rifle, and it says National Guard Encampment 1903 on it. And the back looks like it has like a wreath around it. It looks like it had said something there, but you really can't see it. Maybe it was just inscribed. I don't know. Interesting though. I couldn't find anything online about it, but I only looked for a few minutes. Kind of curious of what that is. National Guard Encampment 1903. And then I got this silver ring, and this is neat because it says in the inside of the band Taxco, and that's an HA 990 silver, so 990 parts of 1,000 silver. That's considered pure silver, I believe. But it's got some scuffing. It would need a little cleanup. I did a little research on that, and that could be as old as the 60s or earlier. The guy started doing stuff, and it's a Mexican make, and the artist's name is Hector something. I can't remember the last name. And he came into business in about 1939 and out of business in 66. So that could be a decent find. It's heavy. I don't know exactly what it weighs. A few grams. I'm sure it's silver. Nice find. Well, that's finds for the week. And these are my favorites. The ring, the brass shoehorn, the Taxco ring, and this whatever it is. I don't know if it went on a necklace, I would have to say. It has a hole straight through it. It's not a pin. Maybe it's sewn on to the uniform. I don't know. But if anybody has any ideas on what this stuff is, just give me a comment down below with any information you can find. Thanks, guys. And subscribe. I'm just starting out. I'm going to start doing this weekly or bi-weekly at first and try to get better at it. The editing takes me a while.